It's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. Glad to be with you. Well, I'm headed into town and just thought we'd have a little talk. A lot has been going on in our world, and most things we have absolutely no control over. So I think that fasting from the news is not a bad idea. Although, I do like to watch short versions of the news, and I do on the internet get on to things, because I think a lot of what we're seeing is false to begin with. That's what I think. And it's very hard to get news that is not biased. One way or another, it's just very biased. And then, so it's hard to know what's true. In fact, I've come to the conclusion that I don't believe anything I hear, and only about half of what I see. So that sounds skeptical, but we just don't know. So the main reason for watching the news, I think, is to know what to pray for. I personally like to pray for local events. For instance, there was a logging accident this morning in Glide, and a man was injured. I did make it to the hospital with at least hip injuries. And so I had an opportunity to pray for him. But I also saw that in I want to say Indonesia, that a school had collapsed, and there were 92 students that had been underneath that rubble for 2 days, and that was something to pray about. So whether it's near or whether it's far, that's a good purpose. And of course, another purpose is we should be praying for our country, for those in authority, that they would be guided by God, and that the counsel that the president and others in authority receive would be good counsel and something for our benefits. So those are kind of the main reasons to watch the news, I think. If we get too wrapped up in it, it becomes a distraction from real life. And when I say real life, I mean the things we do have control over. Like, do I have a neighbor who is lonely or who needs help? That's something I can do something about. Or is there an activity that I could be involved with? All of those are things that we do have control of. So I just want to say, as you're watching the news, be careful what you believe, and don't be distracted from what you really have power to do, and that is to pray to the one God in heaven who can do all things. Now, our prayers don't always get answered as quickly as we want, and they in fact do not always get answered the way we think's right. And in those cases, we just have to trust God and know that He knows the end from the beginning. We kind of live in the moment in like a firefighter, putting out fires here and there. But God sees a much bigger picture than we do, and we don't understand it. And we don't understand suffering in this world, except that I thoroughly do not believe that was ever part of God's plan. But it was allowed in when man fell and chose to disobey God. So that's an important thing that we can do. We can try to obey God. And not out of fear, but out of love, because we want to please Him. Like, I'll give an example. I loved my dad. I loved my mom too, but I was especially close to my dad. And I never wanted to do anything that would hurt or embarrass him. I never wanted him to be ashamed of me. I had great respect for him. Now, did I ever have any fear? When I was young, sure, nobody wanted to get in trouble when you're young. You got spankings. That was no fun at all. Or maybe you just speak hard to you, and that wasn't any fun either. But I always knew He loved me. And because He loved me first, I loved Him greatly. And it's the same thing with God. Because He loved me first, because He loved you first, we can truly love Him. And that's the reason that we want to obey Him. And if enough people choose that, our world will be a much happier place, much safer place, more satisfying. And I think that's God's will. Well, that's my thought for today. It's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. I want to pray blessings on you and yours, in your house, out of your house, in the day and night, whatever you do, keep dreaming. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing it. If you hit that subscription notification on there, then please hit that bell next to it. In that case, you should get notified each time I put out a new video. I do a wide variety of things. And I hope you liked this little talk. Hope it meant something to you, meant something to me. Please leave a comment on what you think is important. Alrighty. Have a great day. I'm getting on the freeway. Bye-bye.